Alright, so this is our 13 Road King, and this is what we've got. We're going to do an air ride install, and it's going to be on the back. So what we have to do to start is the tear down. We're going to take off the seat, we're going to take off the bags, and that's where the business end of this is. So we've got 2 shocks back there, we're going to be replacing them, and then putting everything else in there to make the air shocks work. This way, he gets a nice smooth ride. So let's start our tear down. Oh, before I get started, Rick, come in here. Stand right here, Rick. Stand there, look pretty. Rick is the guy who's going to be showing me how to do this, because personally, I've never done an air ride install on a bike. I've welded on a bunch of bikes, but I've never done an air ride install. So, what do we need, Rick, to take this apart? All right, let's do that. And right there. Oh, dude, this is quick release stuff. Yeah. It is quick release.
Yes, sir.
Oh, even better. I got it.
Got it.
Yep, I got it.
Just quick, because the battery's under there.
Got it. Are we just disconnecting the battery, or are we taking it out?
No, I was just disconnecting.
Okay.
Because we are going to have to make connections to the battery.
Got you. Half?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong one.
Lay that over.
Alright, so this bike has factory air, but here's the difference in what the factory has and what we're doing. This is your Schrader valve, and there's 2 lines. One goes to this shock, the other goes to the other side. So if you're riding along, all of a sudden you decide to put more air in it, you have to stop at a gas station, put air in it. If it blows out, you have no way to fix it. So therefore, we're going to eliminate all of this, put in a system with the air compressor. This way, you have control over the ride on the fly. You want to soften it? You soften it. If she's a little large in the back, you put more air in the system, it's a better ride. This way you're not bottoming out. That's the whole reason why we're doing this. So I'm just going to, we got to let the air out, right? Ah, there you go. Hey! Fabulous. Yeah. Alright, just so you guys know, all the shocks come with Delron bushings, and you'll get 4 washers in the kit. Use these washers and the existing bolts, and you'll be good to go. Leverage-wise. Alright, so our air shocks are on. So the next step is going to be mounting the compressor. This was pretty straightforward. If you had a soft tail, it'd be a little bit differently, but that's okay. We don't have one, so we're not going to show you that one right now. Alright, so our next step is our compressor. Alright, so let's go get that. Boom. That's nice. Okay guys, in the beginning I showed you guys this compressor and this mounting plate. Well, we ran into a problem. And you can see that obviously we have a new compressor on here. This bracket goes between the bag mount and the exhaust right in here, right? But this compressor was too big and it didn't fit in the allotted space. And we don't know why it's fit in other places. Rick has said that it's never been a problem before. But what we seem to think is that this might be a unicorn. Because I've talked to the owner and he said that he bought this bike and it had this engine already in it. It's a new bike when he got it. So it's just a weird bike, and we've talked to other people and no one has come across this that we know of or has this setup, so we think it just might be the way it came from the factory. We don't know. But what we did was we went back to the old compressor and we mounted it vertically using the existing brackets that we had, and we mounted it so the pump itself, the pump part was upside down. It's on top, I mean. So we have a collar holding it. Same standard here. It's got a collar and it's not going to slide through. Remember, if you mount it upside down, the old pump doesn't have these legs for the mount, and you don't want it to slide through and hit the ground, hit the wheel, and then you got a bigger problem. So just remember that when you're doing this, you mount it on this setup. So you need to let them know that you have a conventional style swing arm with factory bag mounts. This way they know to send you the right piece onto the next step, running airlines. Cool. Alright, as I said, we're going to start running the airlines. Now this is the bracket that I took out earlier, and this is the valve that I took out. As you can see, this is a plastic valve. Eventually it's going to crack. So we're going to replace it with this brass one. Now you don't have to put this on, but in case something goes wrong, you still have the ability to air it up and get to where you got to go. If the compressor burns up, you're not dead in the water. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, take the side cover off.
Make it a little easier to route some of this.
Oh, yeah. Well, then this one, you want me to go under this one too? All right.
That's normally what I try to do, man.
Okay.
Clear,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to get it up, up behind the frame. That
Got
way.
it. I got
I like the nice clean look.
No, I get it. I'm digging what you're laying down. I'm digging it. That one. Through it or just push it up. I think it'd be better to push it up. There you go.
Yep.
All right, that's ready. Yeah, do whatever you gotta do. All right, so I made a command decision not to have Jerry, the camera guy, shoot it. Nod, Jerry. Nod your head, Jerry. Nod, Jerry. There you go. Jerry didn't want to shoot it, and I don't blame him because you'd have a bunch of hands in here and a camera, and then it just becomes a mess. So I'm going to explain it. On this side, we have a Schrader valve. In case the compressor goes, you can fill it up. As long as it holds air, you can get to where you got to go. And then off of each shock, we had fittings. So we have 3 fittings coming off, plus you have the supply line for the compressor. That means you've got 2 on each side. So that means you need a bunch of fittings, total of 5. So they connect into fittings, the Schrader valve connects into the other side of the fitting, you have the fill line connecting into a fitting, there's 2 extra lines coming off. That goes into the emergency dump valve, that way the system doesn't overpressurize, it's a pop-off valve and it'll level it out. Also, we have the cool guy valve, which you can adjust and let it go up and down slower or faster depending on how you adjust it. Plus, you have a gauge. That's 3 pluses. So then, if we were doing multiplications, that'd be 9. 3 times 3 is 9. But we're not. We have 5. 5 T's, enough fittings to make everything work. So the next thing is the wiring. The wiring, you have your ground and your hot coming off the compressor. That comes up, it snakes through everything like everything else, and it goes to the battery. So we're all done. Now, if you want to see it go up and down, you can. Raise it up and down for us there, Rick. Going down. That's the cool guy way to go down, in the dirt. Raise it up, please. And up it comes. There you go. Sweet. And that's as high as it goes. So that's a good, 5 inches of travel?
4 or 5 inches.
4 or 5 inches of travel going up. Now, a fat guy like me on there is going to take a little bit longer to go up, but that's okay. It can support your weight because I'm 248. So I know it can support me. So you know what? If you need to lose a little bit of weight, go ahead. And no one's going to say nothing bad about you. It's okay. And then now all we have left is to put the seat on, and we're good to go. Next thing you'll see is the owner riding it. All right. Seat on. And bags.
Yes, sir, and see, that's what I was thinking. I think we got to put the seat on. Like that. I love their hinge system. It's crazy how it works.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. You need the wrench?
Yes, sir.
7/16 or half?
7/16.